Well, hi there, everybody. It's meteorologist Terry Swails, and it is Wednesday, and it is foggy, dreary, just a pretty miserable day out there. And the things are only going to get worse here. We got that big Arctic cold front that's going to be sweeping the upper Midwest. Winds will be increasing across Iowa and Illinois here later on tonight, and the temperatures will be plummeting, and we even have some snowflakes in the forecast for the weekend, and that means I am very bullish on the winter weather that's headed our way in the next 7 to 10 days. Let's talk a little bit about that snow system here, some new developments on that here in the past 24 hours. And what you're looking at here is the 500 millibar chart off the GFS, and this is for Sunday. Kind of a split flow in the jet. There's the northern branch up there in Canada with a nice little closed low, and then you can see that big sweeping piece of energy coming in out of the southwest there in the Four Corners, New Mexico, Arizona. That piece of energy expected to shoot northeast and head across the Midwest on Sunday. Now, it does not have a great deal of moisture, but it is going to scoop up enough and throw it in the cold air for some snow to develop across much of the Midwest by the time we get to Sunday and Sunday night. There's even a little surface reflection there, a low that heads up into Kentucky and Tennessee, and northwest of that, where you're seeing the blue, is where the snows would be occurring later on Sunday afternoon and evening. And with the cold air that will be in place, this is going to be a fluffy snow. These snow ratios should be 15 to 1, maybe even a little higher than that. So what moisture we get is going to fluff up pretty good here in the snow once it develops. And this is the new precip output off the GFS, and it shows along north of Interstate 80 there at least 3/10 of an inch of precipitation. Now, when you throw that into the cold air and produce snow out of it, the translation would be at least 3 inches of snow, and with the snow ratios as high as they are, certainly the potential there for more than that, maybe 4 or 5 in some locations. So this is not set in stone, but there is an increase in the moisture with the system today, and that would indicate to me higher snow totals. And here the GFS snowfall forecast does show 2 to 4 inch amounts across a good half of Iowa, or the eastern half anyway, and off through northwestern Illinois. And I wouldn't be at all surprised, since this is based on a 10 to 1 ratio, for some of these amounts to be a little bit higher than that. Then once the storm goes on by, that opens the floodgates for some really cold Arctic air to surge into the Midwest, and we expect by Monday and Tuesday a lot of wind and some really cold air around here for this time of year. This is the temperature anomaly for next Tuesday, and we're looking at temps throughout eastern Iowa and western Illinois, 30 below what's typical, some spots even worse than that. And with normal highs in the upper 30s, that's probably going to mean temperatures in the single digits for highs on Tuesday, and sub-zero lows will be a possibility by Wednesday morning. And speaking of that, just thought we'd show you what the meteogram for Ely, Minnesota looks like. And on Wednesday morning, the low temperature in Ely projected to be 25 degrees below zero. And even around eastern Iowa and western Illinois, I think sub-zero temperatures will be a possibility, especially if we get the snow on the ground that I'm expecting. And that's kind of what the meteogram is showing for DVN here, which is Davenport, right around zero, and temperatures actually starting tonight and going all the way through next week below the freezing line. So once we get to sub-freezing temperatures tonight, it's going to stay cold for quite some time to come. And as always, you might want to go out and chop some wood in a situation like this, because I think somewhere along the line you're going to have to throw another log on the fire out there, because we got ourselves a cold-looking pattern, and I am definitely bullish on winter today. So that's your Wednesday weather update and briefing, and thank you very much for joining me today. And as always, roll weather.